This is the FANTASCRAFT 1/12 scale Iron Man Mark L, inspired by the Avengers Endgame Mark 50 Iron Man. This guy is loaded with display excellence with LEDs, tons of die-cast metal, and amazing articulation, so by all means, let's go ahead and take a look. What's up, Alfonso Nation? Alfonso here. Welcome one and all to another episode of Teletraan Reviews. This time we're taking a trip away from Cybertron, we're getting a vacation, and we're going over into the universe of Marvel. This is an amazing figure. I mean, I'm so excited. Before I get into it, I do want to give a big shout out to Shozy Store for providing this figure for review. You guys should go check them out, and I have the link of this figure in the description box. This is the FANTASCRAFT 1/12 scale Iron Man Mark L, which is essentially, I believe, is the Mark 50 of the Avengers Endgame Iron Man suit. This is fantastic, and it really kind of overshadows a lot of the Marvel Legends editions for this guy that are out there. So, without further ado, we're going to get right into it, and we're going to take a look at the packaging. So for the packaging, we do have the MKL. It's a 1/12 scale. There he is, looking great, I believe. I don't know what planet this is on. I don't know if this is the Titan planet. I don't know where this is at. Maybe the Avengers headquarters. I'm not really sure. He has Avengers Endgame, the Marvel badge at the bottom, FANTASCRAFT, Iron Man Mark L. Nothing on this side. On the back, it does kind of show more of that background, the planet. It looks like another planet they're on, actually. And you get some little information about what the highlights of the figure are. It's 75% die-cast metal. It does have LED lights on the eyes and chest, the arc reactor, and he does have more than 20 points of articulation. He's playable with other figures. Apparently that's a highlight. Mobile, take anywhere with you. Apparently that's also a highlight, I'm not sure. So it's a very unconventional back. It doesn't show the actual figure like a lot of packagings do. But over here at the top, FANTASCRAFT Iron Man Mark L looks great. And at the bottom the same. So that's pretty much it. This is actually one of those boxes where you just push out the center and it just actually reveals everything that's inside of it. I actually kind of like that a lot better. Of course, he would be displayed in there, and he has all of his accessories with him. Beautiful accessories. I am so incredibly impressed with all of his accessories. He has the larger blast effects, and then he has the smaller ones as well. You've got like an additional fist here. You got all the hands. You got the launcher there, and then you've got that beautiful blaster. So yeah, beautiful stuff. The accessories and packaging are all nicely done. Very simple, and it's beautiful. But before we get into that, we just have to take a quick glance at the main event. And here we have the gorgeous, absolutely beautiful Iron Man Mark L, the Avengers Endgame Iron Man. His last appearance as Iron Man in the Avengers movies, and he was amazing. This figure truly encapsulates his beauty, and I believe it's really the die-cast metal and just the overall shine that the figure gives off is what really like shows off his gorgeous make. Here we go, it's a close-up. You've got beautifully painted, shiny, super nice. The detailings are so well etched into it, and a lot of this is die-cast, so a lot is very heavy. It's a very heavy and sturdy figure. You can tell the materials are very well made. Here's the back of him, excellently done. That shiny red with all of the different detailings and lines that goes into it. He's got the little blue paintings here, the detailings inside of the gold. Beautifully well made Iron Man figure. This is one of the most gorgeous Iron Mans I have ever seen, if not the most gorgeous. They really did do an excellent job with this particular figure. He is gorgeous and heavy. He has quality. It's a very well made figure. You've got more even in the joint itself. It's nicely painted silver. I believe in the inner joint it's like a gray, but they painted silver on the exterior portion of the knee joint, so that's a good touch. They didn't have to do that, and I think that mainly for the most part, it really just all comes together very nicely. Coming down to the accessories, we'll go ahead obviously show those guys off. As I showed you guys, he has blast effects. This is the larger one. It is made of like a rubber, but it's more of a tough rubber. I like how well made these are. He does come with 2 of these guys, and then of course he has the smaller ones, the smaller versions of that. So these are the smaller ones that he comes with, and I'm glad that he comes with 4. And this is the fist. It's very tiny. It's only you know, connected at the wrist. It's not the same as you would see there, and I will show you the difference. But it's a smaller fist, and it does fit in with the other guy. Coming down to the launcher, I call it a launcher, but it could be just like a flamethrower or just some kind of missile launching device. So this is what it looks like. It's very nicely sculpted. The detailings of the red going into that silver barrel, and then the jagged edges on the barrel is a very beautifully painted and beautifully sculpted piece right here. And the main accessory, the big guy himself. This is the energy burst cannon, and this is beautiful. I love that gap in the center that they have, and they have little plastic pieces that come across, simulating the lightning effect that this blaster gives off. It is absolutely beautiful, and definitely my favorite accessory out of the bunch. Give you a closer look. Details all around. Got the same painting scheme with the different golden etchings. And then you've got the little silver over there. It's nice and beautiful and shiny, just like the figure itself. There's some more. And this actually does have LED functions where you can show off the lightning effect in its full capacity. This little compartment here comes out. You can already see the gap there. It doesn't all the way fold in there. And then you've got the 2 batteries, and I believe the batteries that he takes for his blaster are the same he takes for his robot mode. And those are the L626F batteries. He takes 2 for his blaster and 2 for his eyes and the arc reactor. These are already there when I received it, so I don't believe it. You know, it's something you have to get initially, but you can make sure you have replacements, especially when these go out. You can also go ahead and replace the cover and press it in nice and firm, and it should just kind of peg in there just like that, and that's his actual cannon. In addition, he also has a various assortment of hands. He's got like the straight hands, he's got like the normal hands, and then he's got like the curved hands. Now the curved hands, I believe, are the ones where you would actually have him just kind of standing there, you know, like walking, very casual, like pose there. And then for the wide open hands, this is where you probably display him with the blast effects. That there you can see there's the pegs for the blast effects in case he's like firing out of his hand. So they all have their own purpose, and they're all obviously beautifully sculpted, and they have the same painting scheme all across. We're gonna go ahead and apply some accessories. All you do is you take the forearm piece, you can hold him by the bicep, and then it just basically slides right off, just like that. You've got a little piece there, and then it slides right on. It's literally that easy. I'll go ahead and do it like this. You'll just want to have these part at the top, and then it slides right on, and just kind of make sure it's nice and snug. And then, man, that's beautiful. That is excellent. That is, oh, that's just so fantastic. That is what I'm talking about. Now, this is not complete. We have to have him with the eyes and the arc reactor. So we have to turn that on. To do that, it's in the back. There's this piece here, the center section. The easiest way I found is if you kind of pull them up a little bit, and then you just take your hand and then you pull this apart. And there you go. This is a purely die-cast metal piece. And there you have revealed the battery chamber, and you flip the on switch, just like this. And just beautiful. You have the LED eyes, arc reactor, and the energy burst cannon. This is as good as it gets for an Iron Man figure at this scale, especially for Avengers Endgame. This is just absolutely beautiful. He does have the little air brakes, so if you want to pull these guys out, they do kind of like stay out like that. He has it on this side of his back as well. That's nice, and he has the air brakes on his calf and on this side as well. So they all come out and look spectacular. This is Iron Man for Avengers Endgame. FANTASCRAFT has done a fantastic job. a phenomenal job. I really do love that arc reactor. That is beautiful. You can really see like the detailings even in that, and that nice LED light shining bright. It actually shines brighter than the helmet. The helmet kind of has a much dimmer light. I don't know if that's just my model or if that's how it's supposed to be, but it does shine through. You can certainly see it, but it is not as bright as this arc reactor. Beautiful arc reactor. I would probably say one of the things I would have hoped that this guy came with was a Tony Stark head sculpt without the Iron Man helmet, because the actual head is removable. It's on a ball joint and you can just pull it right off, and there you go. You can actually see the light that comes up from it. So I would love to have, you know, like a Tony Stark head sculpt to replace it with, but it still looks great the way it is. But that arc reactor is really something else. And now to apply the other launcher, if you want to apply that for his other arm, along with the energy burst cannon, that is also an additional option. What you'll basically do is you'll take this guy, and then you will remove this hand, and then you will remove the forearm. And it'll be the same process. You basically just pull it out like that, and then you'll replace it with this guy here. It'll peg in just like this, and you just give it a nice push. It'll be nice and snug. And once you get the little ball socket out, that's whenever you'll be able to utilize this additional fist that comes with it, and it actually connects to it via the wrist, and you just kind of give it a nice push so that one end of the ball socket will connect to the fist, the other end of the ball socket will connect into this peg here for the launcher. So that way it has that nice streamlined appearance of the launcher simply being connected to his forearm. I always like to peg the larger blast effect, so you just go ahead and give that a nice peg, and there you have Iron Man firing this launcher while also wielding his energy burst cannon. And I think that is a beautiful, gorgeous, amazing touch for this figure. It really adds to the overall display quality. That fire is so nice, especially compared to some of the Transformers blast effects we get. This blast effect is second to none, and it really does look great. You actually can articulate his fist with that ball socket to kind of lower it as if he's like firing like that. And I actually prefer the way it looks like that. And now we turn to a very important detail and crucial part of this figure, which is the articulation. He has amazing articulation. He has a lot of different points of articulation. For a figure like this, it is really well done. The shoulder can kind of come out a little bit, and there is a rotation at the shoulder. There's also a bicep rotation here. The arm does go all the way around like this. Arm comes all the way out. Arm actually goes all the way up. Very nicely done. And it does come all the way down, so you can definitely maneuver it very well. He does have rotations at the wrist, as we've seen previously. It goes all the way around, it bends, and it can actually bend all the way around. He also has a double jointed elbow, so you can see the joint here and joint here. It rotates here, and it comes to an acute angle, and you can rotate it even some more at that double joint to really give it a nice, good, you know, like he's flexing his biceps. Just like, yeah. The head does come up just about this much, not very far, but it does come up. It does go all the way down like this. He does look to side like that, and he looks to the other side like that. Now you can push it, but the more you push it, the lesser it allows you to. But that does give you a good, like, complete side profile. And then he's got actual articulation in the base right there for the neck. You can see that. One of my all-time favorite features of his articulation is the abdominal crunch. He does crunch over like this, and you can see that demonstrated on the back. It does come over quite substantially. But another thing that it does that I absolutely love, you can actually pull this out, and it does have like a whole lot more of freedom when you pull it out. And this little middle piece just kind of sits there, and you can rotate it like this, you can rotate them like that, and get some really good overall range of motion. Now this middle piece obviously does kind of obstruct. If this was gone, he probably can come all the way over, but this is a die-cast piece that keeps him kind of straight, and I kind of do like that. It prevents you from causing any damage to the figure, so I consider that middle piece a little bit protection. The legs come out like this to allow more freedom of movement. You can bring the leg all the way out like so. You probably can maneuver it a little bit more to get some some leeway. There you go. It does come all the way around like this. Move this up. Comes all the way around. Very nice. The knee bends at a double jointed knee. Beautiful. There is no leg rotation other than, you know, the one at the waist. And then you can compress it back to just kind of eliminate that gap. There is a foot pivot. You know, the foot kind of moves around side to side. And there is a toe pivot as well. I've never been able to actually move it, but there is a toe pivot. It's very stiff and very tight. And if you try to force it a little bit too much, the foot will come off because the foot actually can be removed. So, but he does have great articulation all around, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. And now, just for a couple of size comparisons, I don't have any Marvel Legends Avengers to actually size him with. I am currently getting that collection underway, but I have a couple of Transformers, and most of you guys are Transformers fans anyway. So I will show you what he looks like along with some other guys, just to give you guys a sense of scale. Here he is with Studio Series Jazz. This is the 86 Jazz. He's actually way taller, way slimmer. You can definitely see he's taller than an average deluxe figure. I'm actually surprised he actually scales that tall. Here is APC Angel Engine, which is the Transformers Prime RC. Once again, he's taller than that. So you can definitely see the scale itself. I'm going to go ahead and bring in a Voyager class figure. And this here is the Netflix Soundwave. This is the Soundwave for the Netflix series. You can see now that he is around the size or the scale of a Voyager class. And I'll bring in a Leader class figure, which is the one I always use, my favorite Studio Series figure of all time, and that is the Leader Shockwave. So he's definitely smaller than the Leader class, but he is about the same height as a Voyager, and definitely taller than a Deluxe. So that gives you a good idea of the scale of this Iron Man. I think it's a good scale. The 1/12 scale is really nice to me. It really does scale with Marvel Legends. I can't wait to get those, to show those off. But for now, that's pretty much all I've got to show, and I think he does a great job with that. But overall, I would say this is an absolute beautiful thing to own. It really does put to sleep a lot of the Marvel Legends that are out there. It's very well made. The die-cast is beautiful. The energy burst cannon with the LEDs are a really nice touch, and I'm a big fan of what this looks like. This is a gorgeous Iron Man, one of the baddest Iron Mans I have ever seen. Just the way that everything comes together and looks so streamlined and so clean, you know, like that nice shiny paint with the blast effects and those LEDs. I don't think you can get better than that with something of this scale. It really does look amazing. Anyways, that's all for today's review. Thank you guys so much for watching and tuning in. If you like it, drop a like on it. Once again, thanks to Shozy Store for supporting this for review. If you want to get this guy, it looks like he is back in stock at the time of recording this video, so you really want to get your hands on it, because I don't know how long it will last. It actually took a while for it to come back in stock once it did go out of stock the first time, so it is a really nice figure to have, especially for Iron Man fans, Marvel fans, or someone who wants to up their game on any of the Marvel Legends Iron Mans they have in their collection. Anyways, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. This is your Teletraan reviewer, and by all means, I will catch you guys in the next one. Till all are one.